me gustan.
¿Ya está el café?
Ya está el café. Ya está el café. Oh, I want some coffee. Okay.
I spent 3 days in 4 different locations of people helping the needy in the RGV.
Within the last 10 minutes, we were told between 6 to 7 locations were hit, all of them in McAllen.
Today, a lot of construction projects are looking like this. ICE raids have hit job sites and put them on pause. Melendez says 5 of his projects are on pause, and he's even had to turn one down.
Ruben Torres is a construction foreman. He says his crew hasn't showed up to work since ICE agents showed up at his work site Tuesday morning. Torres recorded what happened that day. He wasn't at the job site when ICE showed up. He says his workers called him in a panic.
We believe we're going to be impacted, especially on the workforce, which means they're going to charge more, and of course, the consumer is going to pay the price at the end.
First of all, the raids have been overwhelmingly hyper-aggressive and inhumane in a lot of ways. We've seen the footage of, a man being chased with a weed eater in his hand and getting tackled and get with a knee on his neck to be able to arrest him. The father of 3 United States Marine Corps veterans, and many, many other examples of that. What it's doing to local economies like the farming industry, the hospitality industry, construction. They just showed me a video of a site they were developing here in McAllen that was completely empty. In the middle of the day, there were no workers there. People are afraid to come out and work. Even people with legal status are afraid to go out and be detained or harassed by ICE. People are waiting for things to cool down, which they may not cool down.
But we're down 22%. Airport boardings, bridge crossings, sales tax revenue.
The first day, I was introduced by them at Precinct 2. They were handing out bread to the needy and showing me around, and this is where it led me to.
Hi, my name is Andrea Rudnick. I'm the director and one of the co-founders of Team Brownsville, which is an NGO, a 501(c)(3) organization that started back in the summer of 2018 as an organization serving migrants coming through our border city. We serve people on both sides of the border, and our ministry has changed in many ways from then, 7 years ago. Over the past 7 years, a lot has happened, a lot of changes in the law, changes in what we're able to do. COVID hit in the middle of it, so that really changed a lot of the work that we did. But we still want to honor and respect the people that we serve and continue to find ways to serve them. So this is Brownsville Storage, and Team Brownsville has had multiple units here. Since 2019, we have increased the number of units slowly. We started with just 1 or 2, and we've gone as high as all the way to 20 units at one point. This is where we keep our in-kind donations. And sometimes we get really huge donations, like 2 years ago, we got a donation from Bamba Socks of 250,000 pairs of socks. Just a lot of boxes, so that meant we had to rent 5 or 6 more units than what we had already. As you can see, we get lots of donations from Baby to Baby. We get donations from the Salvation Army through Pastor Navarro. We get donations from private individuals. We've gotten donations from Lush soaps. We've gotten donations from the Mennonites, from the Baptists, from the Episcopalians, from all different denominations. So our function right now is to distribute these goods. We don't want to be a warehouse. We want to be a distribution hub of the goods that we have. And so our goal is really to distribute what we have to the people that need it the most. And so we invite organizations to come and pick up supplies that they can use in their ministries. Everything from the shelters, outreach shelters in Brownsville, to those up the valley farther, Harlingen, McAllen, Westlaco. People have come and picked up supplies to use in their ministries. As well as that, we also take supplies across to Matamoros, to shelters there, housing principally migrants, but also just unhoused people in Mexico. We also send goods and supplies to Reynosa, to shelters there. And our work started as a result of many, many migrants coming into our city. This is a border city, and we have 3 international bridges that come into our city from Matamoros. So in 2018, there was a big increase in the number of migrants that were coming to the border wanting to seek asylum. But there were changes in the law that made it so that they couldn't just come across the bridge and start the process. They were asked to go back into Mexico and wait. So at that time, they were waiting up to about 2 months. And so we realized that these people were not served in any way, and they needed food and clothing and sleeping bags and tents and just everything that people need to live. So that is where our work began. It began on both sides of the border, both in Matamoros and at our bus station here, which was receiving people from the detention centers in the valley. There are 3 different detention centers in the valley that are within an hour of Brownsville, and people getting out of detention would be released at the bus station. They would oftentimes not really know where they were. Sometimes they would have tickets, sometimes they wouldn't. So we realized that they just really needed some facilitation of that, of assistance in knowing where they were going to go. So that's when we started going to the bus station. Once they had purchased their tickets, either bus tickets or some of them had flights, plane tickets, we supplied them with some just basic toiletries, snacks, water bottles, some clothing items, just kind of depended on what they needed. And then we started helping them look at their tickets, especially if they were going across the country. We had a form that had a map of the United States on it, where we would kind of plot out their stops. So, kind of put a dot, okay, you're going to Houston, this is what time you're going to get there, and then you're going to leave at that time, and then you're going to go to Atlanta and arrive there, so that they could actually look at that and know, okay, my bus has 3 stops before I get to New York, and this is what to expect, and I know already that I'm going to be on the bus or in a bus station for the next 2 or 3 days, which they often were. Our ministry has changed very much since January 20th because we no longer receive asylum seekers here in Brownsville or anywhere along the border. So we still have a lot of supplies. The need is there, but the people are not coming directly through our welcome center anymore. And there are still some people in the border shelters, but they no longer are waiting to apply for asylum because that possibility doesn't exist right now. So we're shifting to a distribution hub to as many organizations as we can that work with vulnerable populations of people along the border. And it doesn't matter if they're documented, undocumented, as long as they're in need and could benefit from the supplies that we have, we're happy to give those supplies.
Catherine Morgan began Border Missions, a nonprofit organization, in 1956, giving out clothes and food to the needy in the RGV and Mexico, which led me to drive to Donna, Texas. The housing infrastructure is terrible. The closest grocery store is 30 minutes away. Even if they do drive 30 minutes, the food, the medicine, the clothes, the baby products are all too expensive. Now, mind you, I recorded all of the places in June. That was the first and last time I have been there. Since then, the big beautiful bill has been passed and the government was shut down for a month. So things possibly got worse.
So the bill was signed into law last week. How does it specifically impact our area?
Yes, well, it has a very heavy impact on regions like South Texas. First of all, it's the biggest tax cut for billionaires and multinational corporations that is going to put our country in $3.4 trillion further into debt, reaching almost $40 trillion in debt, which is why Elon Musk and so many of these bipartisan think tanks are against this bill. What it is going to do, it's going to cut $500 billion in Medicare for senior citizens. It's going to cut $400 billion in Medicaid for working class and poor working people in America. And for example, in my district, I have almost 250,000 people on Medicaid. The Rio Grande Valley has close to 500,000 people that rely on Medicaid. More than 1 out of 4 households rely on Medicaid. It also cuts $300 billion out of SNAP, which is, food assistance, Meals on Wheels for seniors.
A lot of families rely on it.
Definitely food, lunches in school or breakfast at school, or the EBT summer lunch program. Many times the only meal kids get in regions like South Texas all day long. And so it's going to cut over $1 trillion in health care. So what does that do? It certainly gives you less options of places where you can get the health care, but it also creates a void where small clinics or hospitals begin to shutter because they can't afford to stay open. So there's less availability of care. We're also going to cut Pell Grants. I know a lot of people in schools in South Texas and across the country rely on Pell Grants. I used Pell Grants when I was in college. And we're going to have less care for veterans. So it's across the board. So are there going to be some tax cuts? Yes. We're not going to have taxes on tips, and we're not going to have taxes on overtime. But the cost of that helps a very, very small percentage of the American population, and even here in our region. But the cost of that is very, very high in programs that are going to be cut.
This was the last time I saw them. They had to go to Mexico, and I couldn't go. But there was an event across the United States, and it was called
Thank you. Red, white, and blue, man. I'm out here protesting for our democracy. But better this, remember, vote. Because we're in this situation so people can go out and vote. Too many people, a third of our country did not go out and vote. That's why we got this clown. Keep it up. I'm so proud of us today.
Today, we are here protesting. We're having a peaceful demonstration. We're exercising our First Amendment right to connect with our leaders, our elected leaders, who right now at this moment are failing us. They have hijacked our law enforcement, Homeland Security, and Border Patrol. They are targeting brown communities, separating families, violating people's rights by not allowing them due process. We are at the verge of elected leaders supporting a bill that will strip our communities of money and resources that are desperately needed in our communities that are for the most vulnerable. So we are out here to demonstrate, to connect with our elected leaders, to show them that we are against everything that is happening. We are ready to be engaged in voting. We have the power of our labor, and we have the power of consumers. We will not shop at Republican or anti-immigrant businesses. Our hardworking communities, our farm workers, our construction workers will not go out and work if they're being attacked. And we are going to support our immigrant community. They are an important part of our communities. They provide valuable labor, and they contribute to our economy. Therefore, we want our elected leaders to recognize that they need to represent us, the community. They need to be looking out for our best interest, not the best interest of corporations. We are here to put people over profit. We are not going to allow for our elected leaders to continue to cut our funds while they increase the funds that are going out to giant corporations. Thank you.
I'm peacefully telling him he's a Nazi. I'm peacefully telling him he's a fascist piece of shit. Peacefully. You're not brave. You're a coward.
right, sir. What's your name?
Augusto Contreras.
What precinct are you?
I work for Precinct 2, Hidalgo County Precinct 2, and I'm also a city commissioner in Hidalgo.
And what are you doing here? Why are you at this protest?
I'm distributing information so people is educated. Knowledge is power, so people need to know that even though I work for the government, I'm not going to stand unlawfully detainments. I'm not going to stand or federal agents detaining people without a warrant or without them committing a crime, because that is unconstitutional. So the reason I'm here, even though I'm an employee, give bigger the reason to stand behind my community and behind my people. I'm all about immigration policy, but we need to respect the law and respect the Constitution of the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's kind of like a...
I guess the band is playing, that's why they're mad? I don't know.
Well, you didn't hear how all the cops are talking to everyone? They're like, move. Your eyes are really pretty.
Oh, thank you so much. What's going on?
what's going on? Getting kind of crazy. Oh, shoot.
To help others, we must hold people accountable. People were telling other people to get off the sidewalk and they only listened because of the cops. Now don't take my word for it, but off camera, the protesters told me the reason why the cops got involved was that two protesters were fighting. Now look, I know you guys are angry and you're scared of the future because you don't know what the world will be like in 2 years. I get that, but breaking the law by blocking traffic and a supposed fight doesn't help out the cause. You just get more people complaining. Protesting is supposed to be showing your voice, helping one another, build connections, to sing, to dance, knowing that you're not alone fighting. Go donate food, volunteer helping people before things get worse. Because remember, it takes a village.